Hi, this is Gifty Etc. at giftyetc.blogspot.com. Today, I wanted to show you how I handle kind of a single day in my planner. So I'm going to start by just opening my planner to the today marker. And the first today marker is for my monthlies, but really what we want to look at today is my day itself and how I handle that. So you'll see on my monthly pages, so on today's date, you'll see a D for daily, and on my daily pages, you'll see the word daily. And that just notes that I've already processed, as I do every day, my list onto my daily page. Now, the reason I do that is because while I use my weekly pages for, like these right here, for task, and my monthly spread for dates, so that not only do I have a record of anything that I plan, but I also have a nice amount of space to write things in. The reality is, on the day, I have a lot more that I want to look at. I want to look at it all together. I want to see my schedule. I want to see what I'm going to leave the house with. I want to see what I need to do, what I should do, my housework stuff, which is on a sticky note so it can go from day to day, what my menu plan is for the day, any notes that I need to take care of before bedtime. So I'm going to kind of show you how I go through this daily page. Now, this is a page from a Quo Vadis planner, and I talk about it on my blog a lot, so you can see that planner on my blog. But what I do is it's a bound planner, and it's not spiral bound, it's just straight edge bound. So I just trim it down with a paper cutter, hole punch both sides of the paper, and put it in my planner for the week that is coming up. Now, the reason I hole punch both sides is you can see Tuesday, October 14th is right here, and I have this little magnet so I can move all those daily pages out of the way to see the rest of the week. But I also want to be able to see Wednesday and Thursday next. And I can see Wednesday and Thursday next if I put Tuesday on this side of the page. When I get to Friday, I'll put Friday on this side of the page, and Saturday and Sunday on this side of the page so that I can see the rest of the weekend. That's hidden right here behind it. So keep that in mind. It's just a quick way to move your daily pages so that you're still maximizing the visual use of your planner. And here you can see I'm maximizing because I can see that library books are due tomorrow, that my kids have free dress, that one of my kids is bringing lunch. You can see all that easily while looking at your daily page. So everything I need to know for today is on my daily page. First, let me focus on this part up top. So basically, it's a little scheduling area, and I like that about the Quo Vadis planners. I like that there's a lot of them have this little scheduling area up top. Of course, a daily Franklin Covey page with a schedule on one side and the task list on the other would also work. Daytimer makes some nice pages that allow you to schedule and have other things. I particularly like this setup. I'm going to show you that. So this morning, and I don't always have carpool in the morning, but at 6:45 I had carpool. Then from 7:30 to 9:30 I volunteered at the book fair. Now let me tell you a little bit about that. As I do each thing, I highlight it. And I use my Frixion erasable highlighter. I'll show it to you. And I highlight each thing as it gets completed. That's a pretty big deal for me because it allows me to make sure that I don't miss anything. Work is a little more flexible. I was working for 2.5 hours in the library, but I ended up getting hungry earlier than usual. Also, there was some annoying guy in the library, so I only worked from 9:30 to 11:15. So you'll see I used the pink highlighter to write my new hours and how many hours I worked right there, 1.75 hours. So I know during the rest of the day how much I still have left to work. I needed to work out some time between work hours and my afternoon work hours. At 4 today, the kids will arrive home. Again, that varies, but that's what time it is today. And because it varies, I like to keep track of it. These little squiggly lines, I'm not sure if you can see them, but these little squiggly lines indicate something that's going to happen that I don't have to do anything, but I just need to know about it. It's sort of an FYI. And at 7, One of my kids has karate. Again, his dad brings him, so it's just an FYI for me. But there's sort of an overview of my day. Now, when I wrote this overview of my day last night, I also made a list of the different bags that I need to bring with me to school or to work or wherever I'm going. So I needed my work bag with my computer, mouse, and plug. Those aren't already packed in it because I do use the computer at home. I needed my purse with some water, coffee, fruit, and my cell phone. The cell phone is obviously charging. The water has to come from the ice maker and the ice machine. The coffee and fruit is because I was eating on the run today because of book fair, and so I had to pack that to eat for breakfast. I needed my workout bag, but I didn't need anything extra in it. The kids, one of them needed lunch, they both needed snacks, they both needed water. Whatever they need to add to their school bags in the morning goes right here. And I put what I needed to wear, so I needed to wear my clothes for book fair, but pack my tennis shoes for sure so that I could make sure that I could work out today. And you'll see as I packed each item, I just put a little slash through it so you know that it's all done. Now I sort of have two columns here on my daily page. The first column is things that must get done today. And you'll see a lot of them have not yet gotten done. A lot of them are things that I'm going to do at home tonight. So I'm going to make salsa at home tonight. I'm going to make sure that my grocery list is complete. It's almost complete. And let me show you. It's right here at the front of my planner. So there's my grocery list just every week. It's right there at the front of my planner. And then the next page is a blank dashboard page. So I need to make sure that happens. Notice the circles around items. Any item that's circled is an item that will repeat. So after I check my work email today, I will highlight through this task and I will write to check my work email 2 days from now because I check it every 2 days. Those things that are not circled, like the Charlotte's Web project for my kids' school, are just going to happen. And once they happen, I'll highlight through it and it'll be done. I have context codes right here, so next to my little circle where I check off if something's done, I have context codes. So these two things will be done when I'm logged into work. This one on my computer, these three at home, and this one was an errand that I had to run this morning and that I did take care of. When I went to work at the library, I picked out a certain book for my child. This is my must-do today list. Pretty much, I'm going to make sure these things get done. On the other side, I have my want-to-do list. So blogging is one of my want-to-dos every day since it's just a hobby. And luckily, all of these were pretty quick. A lot of them were just things I had to do on the computer, and I got them done. I had to message a bunch of people, and it's all taken care of. Check my kid's report card. Of course, I did that as soon as the email with his report card hit. If I move something, if I'm not doing it today, instead of putting one of these little check marks in the box, I'll put an arrow showing that I moved it. If I just delete something and decide not to do it, I'll put an X in the checkbox. That's just to give me a little reminder of what I did with it. Now, I do not archive these daily pages unless something important happens, like if I got in a wreck, I'd probably archive the page just so that I have a record of what I was doing when I got in the wreck. But normally I only archive my weekly and monthly pages, which is plenty because anything really important goes on my weekly and monthly pages before it ever gets copied over to a daily page. And if something really important did happen and I wanted to make a record of it, for example, today, one of the things I had to do was pay for school lunches. And when I do that, I have a special code that shows that I actually paid for the lunches. I just mark that in the notes section of my weekly page, and so it does get archived. But this daily page is more of a working sheet. It's what I use to think about my day. You'll notice I also have a little removable sticky note, and on it I have all the different tasks that I do on a daily basis. So one of those tasks is to sweep around the house to pick up all of my mess. Another is defrosting whatever we're eating for supper, doing the prep for supper. Doing some sort of laundry. It might just be putting away my laundry that my husband already folded and got ready to store. 15 minutes of cleaning. You'll notice down here I listed some of the areas that are really bothering me that probably need to be cleaned. So I have some ideas for those 15 minutes of cleaning. Dishes. Generally my child, who's 8, does the dishes, but I'll do the hand wash stuff and just sort of oversee that everything on the high cabinets gets put away. And prep for the next day. prep for the next day is when I make my daily page. I put all of these bags out in my launch spot, and I decide what I'm going to cook the next day, either based on my weekly menu or on what's on sale at the store this week or what's in the freezer that I need to use. You'll see that I have lunch was just some leftovers that were in the fridge, and for dinner I'm making chicken and vegetables, so I needed to defrost that later. As each of these things get done, I just highlight them. That little slash mark you see by yesterday's 15 meant that yesterday I did not get around to doing 15 minutes of cleaning, and I can tell you that's because we had a lot of dishes and laundry. So it's not that I just wasted the time. But I sort of make a note of that so that over the course of the week I can see if I'm really slacking at something and if it's really a problem. When this is done, I will just turn it over, use the back of it tomorrow. Let me just show you the back of it tomorrow. So this is the blank page. And once I use the back of it, I will get rid of it. Now, while using this page, I did use some other parts of my planner, so I want to show you that. One of the things that I did was a project. So here's my project section. I have little Avery tabs. Let me move them where you can see them a little bit better. I have Avery tabs, and I did an LSMSA Alumni Association project. And so you'll see under L, I have this page with the project that I'm working on, and I'm sort of not going to show you the project just because it's got a lot of people's names on it, and I don't want to put their names without permission. But that's one of the things that I worked on. I did not work on anything in my task area because my tasks are just, this is sort of a dumping ground of all those tasks that haven't been assigned that I'd like to do someday. Nothing that's date specific, nothing that has to be done. When I get a little bit of extra time, when the kids are on holiday, I'll go through here and pick a couple of things and add them to my weekly list. For my calendar pages, in addition to doing today's calendar work, I also wrote something else that has to be done in October. And so right there, you know, I ended up using that calendar page. I also, on my weekly pages, ended up adding things to next week that need to be done. And so I have those things written down as well on my weekly pages. I didn't add anything to my future pages today, so I'm very happy about that. And I didn't have to use any of my notes today, although I probably will later. I have a note for exercise. You can see right there with the E, there's a note for exercise. It might be easier to see without the tab. And it has a bunch of little exercises that I can do at home if I don't work out at the Y, and I didn't work out at the Y. So because I didn't work out at the Y, I'm going to have to do my exercises at home. I also used, in my projects page, I used my weight loss journal. And in my weight loss journal, all I do is sort of keep track of the number of calories that I ate each day, keep track of how much exercise I've done, foods that I frequently eat. So there's a little log of the exercise and the calories and that sort of thing. So that's it. That's how I used my planner today. The daily page is really the thing that I focused on, and having this to focus on means that I've made the decisions and I know exactly what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. But the rest of my planner, of course, functions with that as a tool, as a great tool for taking care of my life. This is Gifty Etc. Please come read my blog at giftyetc.blogspot.com.